Hi, let us understand the concept of Docker Swarm locking. Within Docker Swarm cluster, the communication between the master and the nodes will be encrypted for the security purpose. So whatever the data that is getting encrypted, the keys which are used for the encryption needs to be protected. For that, a feature introduced in Docker Swarm is called locking the Docker Swarm cluster. Whenever I am initializing the Docker Swarm, I can give the flag auto lock as a part of the Docker Swarm init, or I can go ahead and update the existing Docker Swarm using the update option. Let me go ahead and do the update. The reason because already I do have the Docker cluster. So I am into the master machine. Let me list the nodes available, Docker node ls. So I do have a leader. So this is the leader with this specific IP address. Now I am going to update the Docker Swarm. In case if it is a new Docker Swarm, when we are initializing, I can use the command Docker Swarm init and then use the flag auto lock. As the Docker Swarm is already initialized, I am going to do the update with the flag auto lock is equal to true. And please do remember to safeguard this particular key, or otherwise you will not be in a position to unlock them at later point of time. So this is like a password to unlock the Docker Swarm. Once the Swarm is locked, I need to restart the Docker service. Let me go ahead and restart them. I have restarted the service. Let me go ahead and list the nodes available. So here's where the purpose of locking comes into picture. Docker Swarm is encrypted and it needs to be unlocked to do any operation within this particular Docker Swarm. So let me go ahead and do the unlocking, Docker Swarm unlock. So it's going to ask for the key. Let me provide the key and let me list the nodes. Yes, I'm able to list the nodes. Let me list the services available. And in case if I wanted to rotate the unlock key, I can go ahead and rotate them. That is like changing the password. Or otherwise, if I wanted to disable them, I can go ahead and disable them as well. Let me go ahead and rotate the key and be very careful while rotating the key. Note the earlier key as well. Keep it safe. In case if the master failed, when it is rotating the key, I can go ahead and use the older key and do the unlocking. So whenever you're rotating the key, keep the older key also in a safe location. Let me go ahead and use the rotate key option, Docker Swarm unlock key rotate. So it rotated the key. This is the new key. Keep it in a safe location along with the older key. Now let me go ahead and update the Docker Swarm not to lock it. So I'm going to give the option auto lock false. Docker Swarm update auto lock equal to false. So the Swarm is updated. Now if you restart the service, you will be in a position to list and do any operation against the Docker Swarm cluster. Let me go ahead and restart the service. Let me list the nodes available and it is not asking for any password. And I need to provide the lock option as a part of the master, and automatically Docker Swarm takes care of propagating this particular password to all the nodes as well as any new nodes that are getting added as a part of the cluster. In a quick summary, we had seen what is the purpose of Docker Swarm locking, unlocking, as well as how to rotate the key and how to enable as well as disable the locking as a part of the Docker Swarm cluster.